That's the Jing. He's from originally from Taiwan. Now he's Australia, and he got a lot of followers all over. One of the most
Anyway, I thank this person who gives me this beautiful menu, because when I reflect on this menu, it brings me back some flashes of the frequently asked questions when we get visitors, foreign visitors, to the Harmony Center. This is where I come from. Now, the more frequent questions they ask is, how do you Singaporeans get together despite the differences in your faith, your belief, your practices, and remain inclusive? So this is what I told them. I hope my answers are right. So I told them is, besides responsible leaders that we have, good governance, and a practical system in place to keep Singaporeans together, I tell them, and I always encourage them, I say, please visit the hawker center that we have, see how we run our education system, the schools, and also I encourage them, I said, why don't you take a walk to South Bridge Road, because you see a beautiful Hindu temple there. Next to it is a Chinese temple, and sandwiched in between is the mosque. So I tell them, you just go there and see these places. You know, that will give you some reflection. And I also told them that we stay connected through festivals, which I think we all know. We just celebrated Christmas. I think today is the 12th day of Christmas. Am I right? I hope so. I'm right. Huh? Yeah. Oh, I got worried if I get all my facts wrong. All right. And we sort of enlarge our common space. At the same time, we respect each other's privacy. And this is where we strengthen our social cohesion. So this is where, if you reflect back at the menu, you see is a beautiful spread of the Indian food. You have the Chinese, you have the English, you have the Nyonya Kyo, etc. And a reflection of what I mentioned about the South Beach Road, the 3 places of worship. So this is what I feel that you really see that reflects how we strengthen our social cohesion. And it's just like tonight here, as I say, I'm just asked to say a few words. So we are here to celebrate, and at the same time to renew our relationship, to get to know each other better. And then I think it's a good start to start out where we get everybody together. So I hope as I said, this is a very informal gathering. We should enjoy ourselves. And I would like to add on or to continue here by inviting somebody whom I respect a lot, who is also my teacher, Habib Hassan, to lead the silent prayers. So may I invite Habib Hassan now, please?
Our honored guest, Honorable Minister Lim Hui Hua, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. May we have a 1 minute silence to pray together that this year, 2010, be a year of peace, harmony, happiness, and prosperity for our country, Singapore, the region, and the world. 1 minute silence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Habib. So let's celebrate. So the meals are ready. So you have a choice there. What I mentioned is there, and that's more than that. So may I invite Habib to lead the minister and the tables, and the rest of us just please proceed and make yourself at home. Have fun. Thank you very much.
Honorable Minister, Mrs. Lim, the wonderful organizers, and all religious leaders. It's definitely a very joyous occasion for all of us to gather here, and we all know the importance of living together and being one, like one family, although we are for different religions, but nevertheless, we are very fortunate that in Singapore, the government is very, very careful with regard to the religious leaders bonding together always then. So we have the IRO, Interreligious Organization. Then we have the President Council for Religious Harmony. And for all of us in different regions, there must be always respect for each other. So understanding each other and not imposing ourselves on one another. And at the same time, for all religions, there is always the basic importance of underlying love then. Love and understanding. So a gathering like this tonight is a wonderful occasion where we really bond together, come to know each other, and we show our respect for one another, our appreciation for one another. So we are very grateful for the organizations for organizing this night's gathering, and we definitely will try to see to it that all of us will try to live up to what is expected of us to bring about religious harmony, really respecting one another, never proselytizing, but always just sharing the good news of one another with one another. So thank you very much for your attention.
Well, it's indeed a great joy not only to be here, but to have my good friend, I always call him Captain Hanif, and for this very special relationship and friendship that we have built up over the years. And as Archbishop Nicholas have, I believe, on behalf of many of us faith leaders, expressed our desire for our country, for our society, for our fellow citizens. And so maybe let me just give another tag. Somehow the past 2 months have been so busy, I actually could afford to hardly step into my office. So maybe there was this invitation for this evening, but as I said, I hardly been into my office over the past 2 months. And I was away in JB for a retreat with my fellow clergy. And then I was informed that there's this thing, this event. And I said, oh dear, it's already Thursday or Friday. How to scramble? And but when I knew that it was Captain Hanif, I had to fall in line. Right? And when the captain gives the command on the parade ground, he carries the weight. So I'm so glad to be with Captain tonight. And then on top of that, he introduced me and said, well, there's a very respected leader among the Amids whom they call Habib. And so tonight I also want to say very thank you to Habib Alatas for arranging this. And it's always good to, and to see Mufti as well. I think we really want to appreciate for what we have here in Singapore. But nonetheless, we must never take things for granted. It is only by the grace of God that another tragedy was averted almost on the last day of the year, and this still reminds us of where we are in the whole world. And so I trust and believe, notwithstanding our different background, that as fellow citizens, we want to close ranks together, and not so much just to avoid things. But I think in Singapore we've come a long way. Our relationship, our trust, our friendship over teh tarik or whatever. And certainly we can go one step further to be on a more constructive and positive side rather than just avoiding things. I think there are a lot of good things that we can do together, be proactive, and to build up and to take away the element of fear, the element of suspicion or watching, whatever. I think if you move around in most countries in the region, there's always this how to avoid things. And I think here is where we have built up a good relationship over the years, and I trust in the years to come for us to move forward on a more positive note, bringing out the best in all of us as we close ranks as fellow citizens for our country. And what we do, I believe, would also have positive contribution to the neighboring countries as something that I'm sure they also cherish. So I just want to say thank you to one another as we meet together on this, just the beginning of the new year, and thanking to our God in our various ways of what we have, the peace that we have, the harmony, the good relationship and trust. No money can buy this. And so let's build on this and move on into the new year to bless one another, and also through our harmony here that we can also encourage others to pursue after that. So, Captain, I'll take you on the teh tarik and they will come. Thank you.
Everyone, a happy new year, and I hope we have continuing peace and harmony among the various faiths. By building trust and more interaction, so that we can have a more peaceful and harmonious relationship. Thank you.
And also the special invitation from the Harmony Center. Friends, if you have not gone to the Harmony Center, I think you should actually make a trip. It's really an eye-opener, and I really thank them for organizing this special function. Okay, I think trying to establish religious harmony, tolerance, understanding, it's a long and tedious process, and each and everyone needs to play a part. And in the Baha'i community itself, we also try and support all the activities of the interfaith. Recently there was a China-Singapore exhibition, at Suntec City. I believe many of you have actually gone and looked at it, and you would see it is just the tip of the iceberg, you know, the effort or the planning 1 year ahead just to have this type of event. This augurs well very much for Singapore, because the very fact that we are here today enjoying really the dinner itself. In fact, I was really relaxing until our captain come and said, "Hey, you better go up and give a little talk." And I said, "My goodness, Sujit, here goes." But anyway, I think the fact is that we are here happy and sharing. It's a manifestation of the unity, trying to develop the unity of all the religions in Singapore itself. And this is really, the gathering tonight is very special. And it's also unique. I will not take up very much of the time, but just to say Happy New Year. 2010 will be wonderful itself. And the fact that on the second day of the New Year, we are already moving in that direction, that means it's a very good sign. Thank you very much.
Minister and everyone else present here, I was delighted to receive this invitation for this dinner, thinking that it will be a lovely dinner meeting all of you, but I just realized I had to pay for my dinner now, and to speak for a short while. I also consider myself to be lucky in the sense that all the eminent faith leaders have already spoken so well, and there's nothing much for me to say. So that I'll keep mine very short and sweet, in keeping with my personality and my nature. I'll speak as a minority within a minority in Singapore. All right, and it's only when you go overseas that you do realize how lucky you are that in Singapore, as a minority within a minority, you are respected and you have free access to everything that is available, because there's equality for all, and that you're not deprived as a minority from your rights. Recently, a few of us went to Korea for an APEC conference, and the Singapore delegation was the only one, I think, which had a Sikh, which had a Christian, which had a Baha'i, all right, which had one other two Taoists with us. All right, none others had it. And when I was asked to say a few words and interviewed by the media, the first thing they asked me is, "Are you from India?" And it was my pleasure to tell them that I'm from Singapore, and that in Singapore we have a lot of religious faiths, groups who are respected, and where we have mutual understanding and appreciation of each other. I think we are very lucky that in Singapore we are all together, where we respect each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We all are the people who support this organization or these meetings. But one thing is in common within us, that we, the leaders of every faith, are the lovers for peace, supporters of peace, will continue to fight for the living in peace between us. Can we be the example to the world that Singapore doing this because they love the humanity of the people, help each other, support each other, prove to the rest of the world that we are lovers for the peace. And this meeting and this dinner purposely want us to play our role as a good people who love peace. And you have heard from each one that spoke before me, has given their heart, their feeling, their love toward all. And we appreciate that. I don't have so much to say, except that we all love you. When we want this love between us will prevail, no matter where we come or where we go. I conclude with say that Happy New Year to you all, and let us all believe
in this kind of gathering and keep on doing the right thing for our nation, for Singapore, and for the humanity. Thank you very much.
尊敬的部长，尊敬的新加坡各个宗教的领袖，各位嘉宾，各位朋友，我前天接到哈山的长老的邀请，我以为是请我一个人，没有想到今天看到了我们宗教在这个地方团聚，使我想到新加坡的宗教团结是对全世界开启了一个新的纪元，很值得纪念的。我记得我们在99年99年第一次我们办了一个活动就是温馨晚宴，过年的时候我们邀请9大宗教以及他们的老人院、孤儿院聚集在一起过这个新年。第一次好像是曾士森部长接受我们的邀请做嘉宾这个好像第一次是有3600人那么第二年呢是9大，第二年的时候我们邀请大丹总统好像有5000多人第三次是吴作栋总理我们的人数将近7000人规模很大那么这个以后呢我就离开新加坡了这个活动听说也就停止了是吧那么以后我遇见到这个哈比哈山的时候，我鼓励他做，所以前年他做了一次，我来参加了。那这是李显龙总理做我们的嘉宾所以这个活动很好，非常重要那么尤其是我们组团我曾经陪同过新加坡的这个宗教团访问中国16天那么陪同这个印尼的宗教团访问过罗马，访问过埃及也访问过中国那么这是去年我陪同马来西亚的宗教团访问过中国的新疆这种组团旅游是我们宗教团结最好的机缘。平常大家都忙着自己工作很难聚会在一起，旅游的时候从早到晚都在一起，无话不谈所以这个是这个宗教团结一种非常好的方式那尤其是我们06年我们在巴黎联合国这个教科文总部办了一个大型的活动我们把所有这东南亚宗教的我们都邀请到这个大会办得非常成功我们那个时候才晓得联合国在过去对宗教是有很高警觉性的，不大愿意这个接触。从巴黎活动之后呢，他们对宗教改观了这个联合国教科文组织正式成立了一个宗教办公室所以这个事情我们新加坡要努力，新加坡带头带起来的希望的时候能够带动全世界宗教团结迈向真正的安定和平我也非常期望，我现在年岁大了，虽然这个做不动了，我很欢喜，我会全力支持大家来做这桩事情因为这个化解冲突促进社会安定和平除了宗教团结之外没有第二条路可以走我记得我05年马里跟我见面的时候这个前首相他就问我一句话，他说法师你走过很多地方也认识许多国家领导人，他说你看这世界还有和平吗？这个问题问得非常严肃当时我回答他，我说你能把4桩事情做好，世界有和平了。他说哪4桩？ 我第一个，国家跟国家和睦相处，平等对待；第二个呢，族群跟族群；第三个，政党跟政党；第四个是宗教跟宗教，都能做到和睦相处、平等对待呀，世界就和平了。他听了之后啊，皱眉头，说太难了。我说是难，不容易。从宗教团结下手，可以做得到。这个话他听懂了，他第二天就给我写信，就邀请我参加他自己办的一个这个和平论坛，啊，我们相处了4天，谈得很投缘，啊，所以这条路是能走得通的。为什么呢？新加坡做出最好的榜样，给了我们的信心，啊，所以我们要向联合国推动，希望以后这个新加坡宗教团结的时候是利用联合国的场所，啊，能够带动全世界走向安定和平，啊，那么我相信这是全世界人的期望，啊，新加坡做得非常之好，啊，我虽然是离开这个地方呢，我常常想念着大家。今天呢，我很感谢这个哈比哈山长老，啊，到这边来遇见很多老朋友，啊，这非常非常难得。我的话就讲到此地啊，谢谢大家。
The Honorable Minister, Mrs. Lim Hui Hua, distinguished guests, I'd like to thank Habib Hassan for inviting me tonight. Habib had called me and asked if I'm available tonight to join all of you together with Mrs. Lim for a very informal dinner. I'm very delighted to be able to join you. When I came, just to add what has been said earlier, when I came, while sitting down, I observed the environment around me. I saw a beautiful sight. I saw a sight whereby people of different religious belief, different races, chatting naturally. And I want to use the word naturally because it is something that has been, the effort that has been carried out all these years. What I saw just now was the manifestation of the great efforts done by Singaporeans, from the political leaders all the way to Singaporeans, all walks of life, to get together. But what was very important tonight, the sight that I was able to see was being manifested by the religious leaders. I think this is very important because I want to link back to one of my grassroots events where I had in my division, where a few residents came and shared with me that due to the peace, harmony that we have among ourselves from the different religious background, different beliefs, different races, Singapore, and they relate it to residents, were able to face all the challenges we have and to reap the opportunities we have as a nation. And this peace and harmony, among them are the efforts by religious leaders like you. And I think it is very important to let you know that people on the ground, the people in the heartland, appreciate the efforts that we have done. It is on this note that they shared with me that through the peace and harmony that we see in our heartlands and Singapore generally, that people of the different background, segment of the society are able to focus on what they ought to do to continue and enhance their livelihood. So I'd like to encourage all of us, including myself, to continue this effort that has been carried out for many years, and I hope that we will be able to bring the level of understanding and bonding among ourselves together to a greater height. On that note, I'd like to wish you a Happy New Year
invitation to me. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to be able to join you this evening. As you have heard, Habib Hassan kept saying that this is an informal gathering, but I think it is a very meaningful gathering because, as you have heard from Faisal, it is a true expression of the kind of racial and religious harmony that we have in Singapore. It is a harmony that is not accidental, but it is one that has evolved with us as part and parcel of our history. Many foreigners, when they come through Singapore, often ask us post 911, how do you do this? How do you get groups to integrate? How do you get people to accept and tolerate each other? That's because they do not understand our history. With a far longer history than 911, we've always had, from the time we were born as a nation, what I would say, the privilege of actually having different people of different backgrounds to interact with, to share our culture, and most importantly for Singaporeans to share our food with. And these are the very things that actually make us quite uniquely different as Singaporeans. Differences that we truly celebrate and not differences that we tolerate nor spend time trying to decide how we can minimize the tension. It is not something that is a given. It is something that we are all happy about. We do not pretend that we are different, but at the same time, like I say, we celebrate our differences. We celebrate each other's customs and cultures and so on. And a large part of what we are today is obviously due to the very strong and dynamic leadership at the different religious organizations. And this is something which the government truly appreciates, all the more so because religion transcends borders. And even as the different religious leaders find common space and grounds to work together, they would still have their own religious faiths and beliefs in a way to fall back on, and for which there are often international organizations to which they are affiliated. I would like to, on this note, thank the different religious leaders for maintaining the independence to some extent, and the confidence in themselves and in their own beliefs and faiths as to lead the different flocks in Singapore. It is through this that we are able to truly be able to continue enjoying this harmony that we have, and for which we must very actively and jealously guard. Because as we go around other countries, as you've heard, this is not a given, and many governments and peoples are having to struggle to make this a reality in our everyday life. On this note, let me end by wishing all of you a very happy, healthy, and blessed New Year. Thank you.
差不多将近4年不错。
哪一年
？99年。
99年到
98年。98年。对，02年。02年到澳洲，这个澳洲的是移民部长，他找我去。移民部长，澳洲的移民部长。
是华人是吗？
不是华人，他是华人。他知道我在新加坡做宗教传奇，所以他就很希望我到澳洲，帮助他们传递宗教、传递族群。
这新的挑战。
对，不错。他那边更复杂。
对。
全是外面的移民，来自不同的地区。不错。
他说，他之前跟丁烨说，本来是希望您 给比较长的致辞啊，可是呢，经验说呢，应该让其他的
对，没错。
But what Master was talking just now, it's like a diamond which is small, you talk short, but the value is priceless.
他说：“师父，刚才您所致辞虽然是很短，可是就像钻石一样的如此的珍贵。”
回想一下过去。
Just recollecting what happened in the past.
Now it's an example.
这很好的
Master was saying to bring it up to this, to higher levels.
能够真正把它带到更高领
In years to come, because we're talking about this regularly.
将来呢，
Now,
能够慢慢的
America,
往高的方面去走。特别现在美国
end
呢
of this month,
在月底呢，
I was invited to Indonesia. They are meeting
被邀请到
America.
印尼那边，
They're making interfaith now.
他们在那边也要做不同宗教的交流。
Indonesia end of I think 24 to 27.
今年这个月24号到27号到印尼那边。
哦，是。
This is not part of the program, but an unauthorized announcement. We have created an interfaith cake, and we would like to invite the main table to cut. But it's actually the birthday of our beloved Habib Hassan. It's completely unauthorized, but I got the clearance from his son and his daughter, so I'm covered. So can we have the main table to assist us? Can you please bring the cake here? And can we get maybe photo taking of all of you cutting the cake? This is called an interfaith cake to cover up for Habib Hassan because it's not authorized. Can you please invite the main table, please come forward and cut the interfaith cake. At the same time, Habib Hassan's birthday.